All right, look, this is an emergency video because not only did Bybit just get hacked for 1.5 billion in Ethereum, but House of Crypto, the YouTube channel, just got hacked for a couple $100,000. And it's actually quite insane because this is a sophisticated attack and anybody can actually fall for it. I almost fell for it myself, but I protected myself. I want to show you exactly how this hack is actually taking place so you can protect your computer, your crypto, especially if you are an influencer, if you're somebody in crypto, if you're somebody that posts about crypto, you are being targeted as we speak. I'm not over exaggerating here. We're gonna be talking about all that, but let's start talking about Bybit, because Bybit just got hacked for 1.5 billion. Now, I made a post about it right here. Selling the Ethereum is gonna be extremely hard. So you can't just convert Ethereum to USDT or USDC because this could be frozen. And exchanges are already looking at addresses. ZachBTC is already sending addresses to exchanges so they can blacklist these addresses and so on. And the sum is very high, so it's very hard to get to actually sell this on market. And I made this post before. And I made this post straight off the bat. It's also getting tracked. This is before I saw ZachBTC and so on tracking it. So the best case scenario, the hacker can actually return the sum to Bybit minus the fee, which will be very substantial, and then Bybit will be more than happy to pay that fee because they need to replace the missing Ethereum. If you are an exchange and you're missing 1.5 billion in Ethereum, you're gonna buy that Ethereum back. You can't just leave it there. And this is a big hack. This is no small deal. So yes, of course, the markets are gonna be volatile. We were having a bullish day. Finally, Ethereum was going up and boom! Yeah, ironic, I know, crazy. But I want to talk to you, since we're talking about hacks, you probably know about all this already. You're probably looking at posts on Twitter, and people probably have more information than I do. But right now, I just saw House of Crypto. He just posted a video right here saying, warning, if you are in crypto and you follow me, watch this. And if you click this video, he's talking about how he just got hacked for a couple of $100,000. And the way this was done was actually quite sophisticated. They tried to do this to me a few ways in the past, and I almost fell for it. I almost actually fell for it, but there's variations of this. So here's what it usually looks like, okay? Here's what it usually looks like, and I've actually done a couple of levels in cybersecurity, so I'm very cautious, but anybody can fall for this. So I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, the House of Crypto, he fell for it. He's a crypto YouTuber, he talks about security. No, this is sophisticated. This is not your average mill scammers. And the problem is, because we're so used to low-grade scams, we can very easily fall victim to these higher grade scams because we're used to all the riffraff crap attempts of scams that are just based on stupidity. This one's a little bit more sophisticated. So with House of Crypto, he was actually interviewed on what would appear to be a news channel, an international news channel, about his journey, and he actually wanted to contribute to that. They wanted to feature him, and they actually got him to. They wanted to get an appointment with him. And of course, this might not be the exact way I'm describing it, but it's the gist of it, okay? And basically, they would send him a Zoom link. A Calendly link, excuse me. He would then join a Zoom call, and then they would say, we can't do the call right now, we'll have to do it next time. So they rearranged the call, but then the next time he would click that Zoom link, basically what would happen is he would be prompted to log into Zoom. That's what happened. He doesn't understand exactly what happened. That's basically what's going on is, that's a fake Zoom link, and it looks real, it's masked. You have to really look into it and research it to see that it's not real, by the way. And essentially, they had him on the Zoom call. Now, here's the part that I didn't know about because when I got that Zoom link, I actually looked at the link, I researched the link, and I actually saw that it was a scam. And one time, I even actually clicked it. And then I saw that was a bit less sophisticated. It was telling me to install my Zoom. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not normal, and I didn't go through with it, okay? So again, even me, that cybersecurity, the person telling you what to look out for here, I almost fell for it. It's crazy. So he did that, then he was on the Zoom call, and they asked him a whole bunch of questions, and everything was looking legit. And then what happened was they asked him to change his shirt for a photo for the thumbnail, but they asked him to put another color on just because it doesn't contrast well, and to go change his blue shirt to a white shirt. He went inside. While he was inside changing his shirt, he was in half an hour with these guys, reappointment, another appointment, so on. Everything looked normal. As he was inside, they were versed. They knew about what they were doing. It was very professional. He went inside, changed his shirt, came back, and I guess that time that he was out of the room, that's when they installed crap on his computer. Does that make sense? They installed it, but he couldn't see everything that was happening. He probably had some sort of remote installed before that with a Zoom link and so on. So that's what happened there. And then they finished up the interview, and he was gone. He went to sleep, woke up in the morning, everything gone, MetaMask gone, his Phantom wallet got drained, and so on. They didn't get into the exchanges or email because they had two-factor authentication. They did get into his Twitter. I guess he didn't have two-factor authentication. And, YubiKeys, guys. YubiKeys all the way, and separate computer. We'll talk about that later. But basically, that's what happened, okay? Now, he noticed they got drained. They hacked his Twitter account. Do not click anything on his Twitter account. Do not respond to his Twitter account. It is compromised, okay? He's compromised right now. And he lost a lot of money. It's a shame because he lost almost $200,000. But if you think about it, that $200,000 can become $500,000, $1 million. So it's the opportunity cost. It's so much, right? It's so much. So I actually feel, House of Crypto, if you're watching this, man, yeah, I feel for you, man. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up what's going on. But a variation of this, and I'll tell you how you can actually protect yourself after this, but a variation of this is a job interview. So when I was working C-level, I got requests working as an executive in different companies, and they would reach out to you professionally and everything. You would check the links, everything checked out, just like the news channel that House of Crypto described. And I urge you to watch his video. As a matter of fact, you should go to his channel, watch this video over here so you can see more details about how this took place. And then essentially, they would give you a job offer, and they would give you a Zoom link. Another way to do it is to tell you that they have an alternative platform because they cannot use Zoom in their country, which is Asia, which I quickly Googled so that they could. And I'm like, why don't you use a VPN? They're like, we can't, it's company policy. And that's where I said, well, it's my policy to use my link. So that's how I got out of it. But this happened like 3-4 times to me. I was actually targeted. Now, the thing is, even if they got into my computer, I don't have all my crypto on this computer. I have it in hard wallets. I use another computer, right? I move things around, so I'm protected. So here's some advice for you. Here's some advice I want you to do, okay? Number one, get Malwarebytes. Get the free version, doesn't matter. It's not a VPN, I'm talking about Malwarebytes. This will protect you a lot on phishing sites and stuff like that. It's completely free. There's also a premium version. I'll leave the link in the description down below, and you can actually upgrade that to also have a VPN integrated if you don't already have one. So that's number one. And Malwarebytes is more important than the VPN. All right, just keep that in mind. I'm not going to go into why it's more important or explain VPNs to you and why they don't protect you as much as you think they do, and so on, another time. We'll do that another time. I think I actually made a video about that, actually. So the first thing to do is get Malwarebytes. The second thing to do is get another computer, if you can. Get another cheap desktop and stuff or something like that, and use that for crypto only. Don't use your main computer. Now, for me, it's a bit harder. I need to use wallets because I use these wallets to sometimes make videos and show people what I'm doing. But again, I don't have a big sum on this computer. Most of it is on a separate computer, which is not online. And I actually get online with certain times and stuff like that, or certain ways. And I'm very careful. Number three, use different email addresses for anything you do, exchanges and so on. Use different email addresses. That way, if you get an email on your email on the one you actually use, and it's a scam or it's spoofed or it's whatever, you know it's fake because you haven't given that email address. So there's no way they know your email address if you use different email addresses. And as a matter of fact, you can tell which one's a scam. There's also a way to put something in the beginning of your email address, your normal email address, and then you can have multiple same email addresses with that beginning just changing, okay? So you could do that. And please look into that, how you do that. I'm not gonna sit here doing a tutorial. I'm just telling you very fast what you should look into, what you should do, okay? Number 3, use hot wallets, because yes, we do DeFi. This is what the House of Crypto is doing. And yes, it's a big player, there's a lot of crypto, so that's a big sum of money. But generally speaking, you should be using hard wallets. I actually have 3 of them I use to separate everything. I actually separate everything from those hardware wallets. I have a Tangent wallet, which is extra, which is the one I travel with. And then I have a whole bunch of hot wallets and so on. And I spread around my crypto, okay? Then what you wanna do, you wanna have your hardware wallet device. For example, this is the AliPal, okay? I'll leave some devices in the description down below as well. So you have your AliPal. I'll also make a video coming up with wallets, but you have your hardware device. You know the password. If you have to write it down, make some sort of code in your head where you can remember. Like, there's different ways. I don't want to tell you how, because then you will probably guess mine, but I have like an 11 to 15 word passwords on my wallets, but I have a system where I remember they're between numbers and so on and replace them. And if you have to write them down, use a mental cipher where the beginning and another part somewhere else, and you know, basically so people, even if they find the password, they can't read it. As for your seed phrase, keep it in a bank. Go to a bank, open up a bank account vault. You know those little vaults they have? They have guns at banks, they protect banks. Put your 24 password, 12 word password in there. You're not gonna need it. You're only gonna need it if you really, you shouldn't need it. And when it should be a rare thing when you audit yourself every year and see if everything's in place. You don't need it because you go through Ledger Live, through Trezor Live, and so on. So have that separate, preferably in a bank vault. If not, if you have another house, in your other house, in a safe or something, you can even mix that up, so even if they find that, they can't read it, but you know, that's a bit too paranoid in my opinion, but that's also a way to do it. There's metal plates you can engrave it on as well, and so on. But protect yourself, get yourself protected. And don't click links you do not know. Check everything and learn how to check those links. You hover before you click, see the actual string, even if it's Zoom, whatever, make sure you check out, like there's ways to mask words and addresses, okay? There's ways to mask this. Be extremely careful, extremely vigilant, and I urge you to be careful, and I'll release a video next week with my wallets and what I do, and I think I might have a cybersecurity video, whatever, I'll leave them linked in the description down below, and please be careful. Oh, and by the way, Bybit, the thing with Bybit, they're gonna have to buy $1.5 billion back somehow, right? So I know this is like short-term volatility where everything was going back up. It's something that it's not priced in, but it didn't fall for any other reason. Yes, Bitcoin reached 99,000 and that was resistance, I guess. The news just amplified that, if that makes sense. It amplified on ETH. Anyway, that said, check out this video right here. This is a recommended video by YouTube, but as soon as I release the wallet video, it's gonna be replaced with a wallet video. Check it out, and I will see you in the next video.